So we're just waiting for Ndidi to join. Before we get her on, I just want to talk about the fact that right now in Nigeria we have a lot of women who have left the corporate world to start off a life in business. And the truth of the matter is, in our own part of the world, it's never an easy fit. Somehow, some of the women have found a way of going through the process and standing out as outstanding businesswomen. But they'll tell you that that journey hasn't been an easy one. And so I chose to have my first guest talk about her life as a woman entrepreneur in Nigeria for several reasons. One, she's had the taste of a life in the corporate sector, having worked in the telecoms environment and been in the banking sector, and also gone into advertising. And then she thought it was time to step out and become a business owner and then experience the world of business, doing something that is dear to her heart. But like I said, it's never been an easy venture for most women. They have a story to tell. Fantastic. Turn your foot around. Horizontal. Make your foot in the business world for a while. And she's made a major impact, becoming one of the most outstanding event consultants in Nigeria, having done a lot of major work. But I'll leave all of that for Ndidi to tell us. And today we're going to be doing the first part of our serial conversation with Ndidi, talking about the life of women entrepreneurs in Nigeria and how they survive, the power to survive in that environment. I want us to go into their world and get them to share that with us. And so today, I'm going to start off with Ndidi. But Ndidi, let me first say welcome to the program. And for those who are watching you, who've watched you do all sorts of, major successful events, they do not know how much work going into it. But let's start from the very beginning, because I think I knew you from the very beginning of Enthyst. So going into the business world, how was that life for you? What was that deciding moment for you to take that bold step?
Okay. So thank you again. Thank you once again for this platform. It's always an honor to, answer to you once you call. Okay. To be honest, it wasn't as, the one big issue people have in trying to make this decision is the fear of the unknown. I guess for me, I didn't really go through that. I need
your audio. Okay. Your audio should be a bit higher.
It should be higher. Is it
yes.
high enough now? Okay.
A little bit more.
Okay, I think this is the highest. Is that better?
Fantastic. It's okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so like I was saying, the biggest fear for people is the fear of the unknown. Okay, what's going to happen if I leave my paid employment, every month check and all of that, But for me, I haven't had the experience of the 9 to 5 as a career person, from the telecom industry to the banking industry, to the advertising industry. I had been part of all that. My last thing was with the banking industry. And then I was a marketer. I've always liked being a marketer. And for me, I had had enough. So I always say to people that are looking to transit, to move on, always remember, think of something that you're most passionate about. Anything that you've been very passionate about, or that you have a passion for, is something that's been in you way before, even while you're in secondary school, in university. Because I realized when I was in university, I had started doing events. I started doing shows. When I was in Eyo-Ikpe, I did my very first gig. Yes, which was a rave. It was a rave where we had 3 DJs come. I remember back then, Galaxy, Fresh Wave, and was it Jimmy Jacks? 3 of them came. It was a concert. It was a DJ concert. It was a rave, and I got people to pay. I went to schools, put out my advert. I just thought of it and wanted to do it. And my mom has always said to me that I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. So I guess it's always been there in me. So at some point, I guess I did get tired of doing my 9 to 5, and I wanted to do the very next thing. But I was looking for how to exit That's also with another problem because of the fear of getting away from your comfort zone, which is that salary that you get every month, you know. But I had to take that bold step, and with a lot of prayer. So I'd always would say to God, God, show me the way. If this is what you want me to do, make a way for me. Show me that path, and I will follow. And I remember all it took was one day, my boss said to me, I said, the first thing I opened was a salon. Because for me, I was very passionate about hair. I liked hair, I liked doing hair, carrying hair, that's what I do. And I decided, I looked around me, I said, I was living in Yaba, I would leave Yaba and go to the island to get my hair done. Not for the fear of, not for the want of not having good stylists, on the mainland, no. It was that conducive atmosphere that I was looking for. And I said to myself, bring that back home. Come and do it in Yaba. The good stylists are there. Create a very nice, conducive atmosphere and have these women come, even women from the island. And I did that. And it was such a success. In no time, we became the official hair salon for MBGN. So imagine MBGN believing in us, sending their girls from the island to the mainland to come out. You know? So I always look for a gap and try to key in. You know, that's one thing I always say to people, look for that. There's always a gap around you. Look at COVID now. We're all sitting at home. Event planners are suffering right now, okay? There are no events that we can do. It's minimal numbers, blah, blah. Okay, fine. The Zoom entered the techie world. The Zoom, we're ready to diversify. I looked at it, as an event planner, even if I have to do events today, I need to make sure that my guests are totally compliant, okay? Mask, all of that. If I'm telling you to wear mask and you don't know where to get it. So what did I do, Susan? I brought in my own mask. I brought in my own face shield. Now we're distributors. Do you understand? But there was a gap and I keyed in. So it's always important. Never be afraid. Do you understand? It's in line with what I do. So any event I do today, and I'm saying, it's not like you must get the one I brought in, but knowing that you need these things, bridal store I opened. When I had to open the bridal store, doing the hair for brides, okay, the bridal hair from the salon, I would look at my brides. They would wear outfits on the day of their wedding and not look all that, for me, in terms of profiling the bride, her physical look and all of that. For me to tell the bride, you're not looking that nice because of your outfit, I have to have an alternative for her. So that made me open a bridal store. The same thing with the red carpet. So for me, everything I've done, I've always looked for things, found a need to bring in that business, but very passionate also, and then bring it in. That's part of my success story. Do you understand?
Okay.
But not forgetting I had that training.
Most people would say the beginnings with the business venture sometimes are not as smooth as they perceived it in their heads they want to be. Like for you, what were the challenges you had to overcome to position Enthyst as a business that will not be overlooked as a serious business?
Okay. So to your question, the challenges I faced, okay, in being able to position my brand, Enthyst, as an event company to reckon with. Okay, one of the things, we all think the same way we all define success in different ways. So for me, one of the major challenges that I think I felt, I experienced, and I'm still experiencing, is workforce. You understand? And I think every business in Nigeria really goes through that whole finding the right workforce, labor. It's a major problem because you see a lot of young people out there that are seeking, job seekers, but there's no passion, there's no drive. They don't share in your vision, in your mission, in your objective. Do you understand? That is one of the biggest problems. Now, as a planner, I work with vendors. One of the things I've learned to do is own my own. Own my own in the sense that I set standards for myself in my business and the way this is how it must go. You can't come to me as a vendor and want to, go through the shortcuts just to hell no. I'm very thorough, very detailed. And I try to be very professional. Okay. So these things have helped to stand me out. Credibility and integrity is very important. Your yes is your yes, your no is your no. Okay. And always make sure that you want to add value. You need to add value. It's very, very important in being successful in what you do. It's not how much, but how good. Do you understand? Your creativity must help stand you out. Do you understand? You must be willing to think out of the box. Give the client value. They will call you tomorrow. You get? I say one of the things that has helped stand me out is a client calls me to do a job. The last thing I discuss first is money. I start to talk about the entire event. Sometimes I say to you know what? Hold the money. I will deliver. I've been able to create that credibility for myself and integrity, even with my vendors. I have vendors that I call them, there's an event. They don't even ask me for a dime. They go ahead, carry on the job, and after the job, they ask to pay. Because they know whether my clients pay or not, I will pay.
Wow.
I don't believe in
Wow.
going. And so you see, so those things help you. Do you understand? So when you say challenges, this is some of the, but for me, I found a way to make it work. Do you understand?
Okay.
And
Okay.
Currently, with Enthyst, to get the big brands who sought the kind of service that your business was offering, is offering, to decide to want to trust you to give you those jobs. Bearing in mind that there were other big players too.
Okay, Susan, I think one of the things that helped stand us out was our creativity.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. Being able to understand the briefs we're given, being able to conceptualize, define, and when it comes to implementation, we were very detailed.
Okay.
And professional in the way we handle things. One of our big clients today is Dubai Tourism Board. Okay, it wasn't easy getting that account, but having done a few events for them in the past, and they saw the passion, the professionalism we brought, and the attention to detail. When it was time to bid for the 3-year contract, I mean, it was literally, oh yes, these people, this company, they know their audience, they know what they're bringing to the table. That was one. Another thing was, like I said, and I always would say, being very credible and integrity.
Yeah.
These things really
Credibility.
they matter. Credibility is very important. Being able to add value. Okay. You can
To the service you're giving.
To the service you're. One of these clients know us for is we go beyond.
Yeah.
You understand? If I do an event, let's just see, if I do an event for you and maybe the budget is like 20 million naira for that event. Okay, guess what, Susan? The success of that event for me is that people come to that event and they think you spend times 3 that amount.
Wow.
You spend 60 million. Meanwhile, all you spent is 20 million, and you're saying that they're like, no, it's impossible. You could have gotten all this for only 20 million. That is being adding value. That is success for me. That is when I'm able to, and a lot of times you're able to achieve that. And the thank you I get from my client keeps me going. It's not the money I pay. People say this, but I'm like, it's the truth. That thank you is what keeps me going. Because that thank you, that satisfaction you've gotten, that those clients end up making your noise. They refer more and more people to you, and that's what keeps you in business.
Oh, okay.
So for me, it's passion, and it's very
okay. What do you think that most of the time? Why do you think women kind of like seem to be sometimes regarded when it comes to certain businesses as the weaker link, not being able to, creating that impression that women might not be able to give the result that a man would give? What is it that you think makes a prospective client want to see a woman who is in business in that light?
Okay, Susan, I took my time to put down a few survival points, okay, as a woman entrepreneur in this dominated world, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll just run through them quickly, okay?
Okay.
First, the ability to be resilient, okay? You have to be very resilient,
Yeah.
okay? Ability to diversify as an entrepreneur, okay? Creativity is very key. Finding your rhythm, okay? Finding your rhythm as to understanding how to create your balance, that balance. Okay. Now, being unapologetic about your decision. You understand? You hold your own. You understand? You do it without giving 2 monkeys. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Look to improve. Look for improvement, not perfection. Because perfection can be unrealistic. So when you look to improve, you gradually start to tend towards that. What improvement is what keeps up with you. It makes you go out of your way, think out of the box. Okay, improvement. Learning to say no. That's one mistake.
Wow. When you say learning to say no, what do you mean?
Okay, now learn to understand where to draw, how to draw your boundaries. Do you understand? You're able to do that when you hold your own. So you go for a meeting, you're going for a pitch, or you're going for a presentation, and you have all men. Okay, I remember when we got we did the job. We did the ABC convention in 2015.
Okay. I remember that one.
Yes, in 2015, and I was literally the only woman in that committee.
Wow.
7 men, okay, politicians. You remember when I was told that we had been picked to do this? What I said to myself, politicians, I cannot do politicians. 1, 2, I said, men, all men. And I said to myself, hell no, this is a challenge. Do you understand? I would love to do this. And I made sure I set my boundaries, okay? I made them understand what I was bringing to the table. And the person was the person I was also working with. I worked directly with Dr. His Excellency, Dr.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a man of
It's a man who has respect for women in business.
Women, regard and respect.
Exactly.
So for me, it was amazing working with him. But one of the things I know he took out from the relationship, the work relationship, was that he really felt I knew what I was bringing to the table.
Wow. He actually understands where you're coming from.
You need to understand what you're doing, the value you're bringing to the table. You need to know your onions and hold your own. Okay. Now, the next thing is understanding the need. Like I said, to always add value and be impactful in whatever service delivery you're doing. You're in. Be professional, be detailed. Okay. Find as a woman. Okay. In trying to be a successful entrepreneur, Susan, it's very important. You must find your me time. That me time helps you go back to
exactly.
Find your me time. Okay. Understand the need to go back into that thing, that one part of you, and rebuild yourself. Understand the need to always go to yourself. Okay?
It's like having that way of refreshing yourself again.
Refreshing yourself. You can take a vacation if you're a shopaholic like I am, but not this COVID time. But I will shop my life away, and that's for me. It's for me. It's a therapy for me. It's therapeutic for me. It is. That's what it is for me. But find what works for you. You must find something that you enjoy, and don't deny yourself. Because you see, as a female entrepreneur, there's so much passion in we women. We're like that. We're built like that.
And you need to express it.
And expressing it, especially running your own business.
Exactly.
And going. Do you understand? And then one day, hey, so you need to know how to balance it. Understand that there's nothing like, there's no 50-50. 50, give your 100% in whatever you're doing. Leave that story of 100%. Give your 100%. Don't give 50 here, 50 there. You will never get it.
But can I ask you this, Ndidi? You are like a serial entrepreneur. Because you're not just in the events business, you're also in the fashion business. So how do you balance the time you give to both businesses?
Okay, now the truth is,
without one suffering for the other.
Yeah, the two businesses, they marry. Yes. Okay. As an event person, event is style. Okay. Fashion is style. Okay. People need to wear clothes to go for those events. You understand? So for me, that the fashion business was born out of the event business.
Okay.
In the sense that I would wear stuff to my event, and I would hear people say, "Oh my God, Ndidi, I love what you're wearing. I love what you're wearing." As a business person, for me, I saw the opportunity, and I went for it. So they would ask me, "Did you get from me?" No problem. I found designers. I signed up franchise deals with them, and that was it. So whatever I do, they're interwoven.
Okay.
A serial entrepreneur is a pregnant person. So you give birth to different whatever, but make sure there's some relationship. You understand between all of the things that you do. You get just the way I mentioned the health, the safety things down that's going on. Shields is needed in my business. We're soon going to be launching a sanitizer line. That's the newest kid on the block.
Wow.
We need it.
See what COVID has cost
You see what COVID has cost me? Diversifying. Do you understand? Don't sit there and say, hey, God, business has, hell no. There's an opportunity somewhere.
You must always be thinking outside of the box.
You must think outside of the box. Never be afraid. Do you understand? Be adventurous.
Never be afraid.
Never be afraid. Take risks. Do you understand? You never know until you try.
No, exactly.
Give it your all. Enjoy whatever you do. Passion.
One person who I know who has the ability to enjoy anything she does, and she enjoys it and makes you wonder if it's so easy, is you. Honestly, sometimes I watch and I'm saying to myself, I mean, a lot of women in the business environment will be so, the way they will talk about their business, sometimes it's as if maybe they're scaring you from going into it. But then I see you, when you want to talk about, you're talking about your sanitizer, look at the way you're talking about it. You would think it was a line of perfume.
Yeah.
Not just sanitizers.
You know what? You just gave me an idea. The sanitizer might give birth to a line of perfume one day.
Are you kidding me?
But that's how it goes. You never be afraid to dream. Do you understand? Think it, do it. Do you understand? And then at the end of the day, women, because of the society we belong to, women entrepreneurs should learn to create a very strong support network for themselves.
Okay. Okay. Before you you talk more on that, let me ask you this. Most times from my own point of view, I always feel that women entrepreneurs tend to not want to be a bridge to help their other fellow women in business. It's like you have an idea, you share it with a colleague of yours, a female like yourself, and they shoot you down, only for you to see the same person do same thing. And then you now wonder, is it easy for women entrepreneurs to trust each other in an environment like ours, where women are supposed they're just beginning to get used to women having to run businesses? They're more like go to a 9-to-5 job and be back home and be with the kids. So when you're faced with not getting that kind of support from your women folks, what happens?
The truth is, thank God for, I always say Uncle Google. Do you understand? Now, that's what you said. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head. It's a major problem, okay? Like we always say, women are our own worst enemies. But we're going past that. I always say, once you attract the right people around you, surround yourself with the right people.
Like minds.
Like minds. Do you understand? Remove the toxic ones. Do you get? You always also know. Do you get? So sometimes we women also make excuses for ourselves. Oh, it's because it's also so and so. I should kill the idea. Hold your own. Believe in your own idea. You can't sell what you don't believe in.
Exactly.
You must believe in. So if you come up with your idea and you believe in it, and you're telling somebody just to kill it, that person you told that is killing it, because you're passionate about that idea. It's always passion is not what's driving you. If passion is driving you, Susan, hell no.
You will fly.
You will fly. Do you understand? You will fly. You will cross those hurdles. You will fly. Because, but at the same time, not all of us are strong as the other. Do you understand?
That's true. That's true.
And then go to God in prayer. Do you understand? Take it to God. You see, we pray every day. We pray for opportunity. But guess what? Ask Him to open your eyes to those opportunities. Do you understand? And then you will see yourself. You see that person that is trying to discourage you. You will find yourself convincing the person. This is why. People ask you questions to actually see if you know what you want to really do. Because a lot of businesses will go into it's investment. You will invest in this, you will that. But guess what? Even if that business does not work, see it as an investment to learn from. That's true. My bakery is closed.
And there's no shame in closing it and moving.
Trying, and I've moved on, and there's no stopping me. As long as I dream it, I will try. If I don't try, I will hate myself. So
you will keep wondering if maybe not.
So why do that?
Why not try?
Just try to try. Try. You can only fail, and you move on. Do you understand? That's as simple as that. So,
but if you look at the Nigerian environment, what would you say, you know, is the survival power that women have to have stayed in their businesses for as long as some of them have, like you have now. Besides passion, you've stressed a lot on passion, but I know that there are other factors that can militate against you um, staying focused on the business itself. What would you think is that has worked for you to have that staying power?
I guess for me, first is the ability to multitask.
Okay.
Ability to multitask. Okay, women, we've been given that gift. It's an innate gift in us. Do you understand?
Inequality.
It's a quality. It's a gift. It's a quality. Do you understand? We're able to, which the male folk are not really able to. Do you understand?
Okay.
So in being able to do that, it makes you keep trying. You keep, you're not afraid to try out your stuff. You get and be able to marry them together. Do you understand?
Okay.
So for me, that's one of it. For me, women are more, we have more empathy. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So sometimes that helps in business. Do you understand? But I also say to women, be very confident in yourself. Do you understand? Take responsibility. Take responsibility for your action. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
When you make mistakes, admit that it is yours. Don't make excuses. Do you understand? And be ready to move, which is one of the things that women are able to do that men can. Men are very mistake, you understand? So that brings it. We are able to, take responsibility for our actions and then hold our own, and we can put all of that in whatever we decide to do.
Okay. Can I ask you this? In the journey of as a business woman, as an entrepreneur, have you had low moments that almost made you question your decision to quit the corporate world?
To pick when I was in the corporate world or now as an entrepreneur?
Now.
Okay. As an entrepreneur, the only low moment, the only time I can feel disappointed in myself, but for some reason I've always think that everything I do, my thoughts I make a success out of it. Okay, based on what I define as success. Okay, because we all have a different definition of what success is. But when my bakery, when I couldn't sustain it, that was a low moment for me.
Wow.
But I didn't dwell on it. Okay, I prayed about it. I saw it as it was a lot of money. I mean, I invested millions in the business.
Wow.
And I saw all of that just go to the drain. So it was then I said to myself, oh, maybe I should have started my lingerie line instead of the bread line. But you need to get out of that. Do you understand? You can't keep dwelling on it. Move on. It has happened. And the truth is, the moment I said that to myself and decided to move on, okay, I found out that in no time I made back that money that I had lost.
Wow.
I tried out, yes. Do you understand? So it's very important to move on. Do you understand? Accept your mistake and move on. Don't make excuses. So we all have the low moments in our life. Oh, definitely. You don't. You haven't. Those moments are there for you to.
That means you have not started.
You haven't started. Yeah, that's the only way you can learn. And sometimes they prevent you from the bigger ones.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's in the layman what they say. Every disappointment is a blessing. That's really
blessing.
Yes, that's really what it is. So yeah, okay.
Okay, so looking at where Enthyst is right now, I mean, I'm talking about both Enthyst as the events company and Enthyst as a fashion clinic. What would you say would be the legacy you want to leave as an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur who have been there, done that? What would you want people to remember your contribution as a business person as?
Okay.
At this point in time.
Awesome. Okay. I will just tell you very small. Just yesterday, I heard this story from somebody. Some lady that I'm talking to that's working with me on my sanitizer line. So I was explaining to her that, look, I want it to be like this. I want it to be like that. I'm very thorough. I'm very this. She said, "Man, I know you. I've never met her one-on-one because thanks to COVID, it's all talk on the phone. She said, but I know you very well. I went for something in Kenya. This man came up to me and said, oh, there's a lady in Nigeria that is a big event planner, according to him. Oh, to give her Enthyst, That's, oh my God, she did an event for a top client of mine. And one thing is that she was very thorough. She entered the room and you could see just the few of us to the event. And all the vendors were trying to make sure that I want people
they give you excellence.
Excellent. My standard, professionalism, my attention to detail without wanting to compromise and not being and very unapologetic about it. Because I always say, you can't buy a good name. So
that's true.
That name for yourself, it goes a long way. It's a legacy you get. Your children can use it. If any of them decides to go into the event thing like me, anywhere they go, they come and say, "Oh, your mom, mad woman in the industry, but no problem." Yeah, no apologies about mad. Just
my goodness, Ndidi.
And so that I would never forget. You forgot to subscribe. You haven't brought it up. My TV show. Thanks to you.
That's I remember.
You see, I ran with the passion, and that's an example of where I felt I now had God confirm it. You want to be on the cover of your magazine.
Yeah.
The photo shoot. You've got the pictures. You called us earlier 7 that morning. I said, I'm looking at your pictures. This is why you're not on TV. Blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
2 things that you woke me up that early at 7. I just said to myself, okay, that's the confirmation I wanted before.
Yeah.
I've been losing the idea. But you know how we all nurse and we procrastinate and and that day, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. By Friday, I started my recording.
I remember.
And that's how the TV show was given birth. So you should always find it, and God will always send that confirmation. Just open your eyes when it comes so that you don't miss it.
Okay, you just brought me to the topic of you having gone to TV too. Were you able to achieve what you wanted to with it?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
The main reason why I did was I realized that as an event person, event planners, people don't see what we bring to the table. Do you understand?
They don't know how much work goes into it.
What goes into it, the madness, the pressure, the tension, all of it. There's so much. But they come into the event and just say, beautiful venue. I'm not a journalist, I'm not a caterer, I'm an event consultant. So what we do is we conceptualize, we define, we stand the brief, and all of that. And then source the vendors that put everything together. Most times we define everything that makes up that event, from vendor concept to all of that. In doing that, you're dependent on the vendors that you're getting. So if they don't think you know what you want, they can mess you up.
Exactly.
So I always make my vendors to understand that it's teamwork. If this work goes well, if it
affects everybody.
It affects all of us with the same team. I would work with you to do the next event. Bring your A game on.
That is guaranteed job for everybody.
Everybody, back to back. It's as simple as that. So we all share that passion, that vision, and because of that, we come together and work as a team. We will fight. We will madness. Don't trust me. There's videos done. Some of the TV episodes where people saw me shouting, abusing, and everything. Too bad. It comes with the terrain. It comes with the understand? It's never personal. You understand? But it's
I agree.
To get what you want. So yes, I did achieve. I get stopped by people sometimes. They say, "Oh my God, I didn't realize that's what you guys go through. Oh my God, I learned so much."
Even having to travel from your own location to another destination, that's risky.
Understanding the culture, the risk on the road, all of that, putting all these vendors on the road, praying that they get there
safely,
and then having a plan B just in case they don't. It's crazy. So I needed to bring this to life, make it informative as a reality thing, but very informative.
That was a fantastic one, though. Fantastic.
We hope to bring it back.
I hope so.
So busy, but by His grace, we'll bring it back.
Okay, looking at the time that we are in right now, defined by COVID, where the world seems to have been grounded, sort of, because of the pandemic. I've seen a lot of women in business, a bit worried about, going back to business as it used to be. If you were to look at it from your own point of view of your own sector, do you see that normal being the same, or this will be a new normal for business women in Nigeria now, that they have to readjust that their tentacles to be able to survive in this environment now?
Okay, Susan, to be honest with you, I will talk based on my own industry from my own
Okay.
and the planner now. This will be the new normal for a while. I hate to use the
Wow.
word normal because it's not even normal. That's the truth, but that's what we call it. This virus, until they find a vaccine or a cure, this is what it is. Even though places are being opened up, lockdown, being eased up in different places. But guess what? All of these government people are saying to you, you're on your own.
That's true.
Okay, you're on your
because
own.
people are afraid.
People are afraid, but you're on your own. You must protect yourself. But the things that they have a hold on, they try as much as they can to, which is like events. Okay, yeah, you know what? You can still celebrate. You don't have to leave. We did a very successful Zoom party last week. We have another one in another week's time. So
So now people actually will plan the Zoom ones too.
Oh yeah, we just did one. I have 2 barriers coming up. Zoom.
Wow.
So what it is for us is the numbers have reduced. Okay, we're not making especially people like us that our consultant fee is based on percentage of the budget. So now the budget is way minimal. Do you understand?
Oh wow.
You know. So for me, what does it tell me? I have to diversify, which is why the whole
idea of a sanitizer
and all that came out, because you can't charge. I can't justify charging what I usually would charge for whatever it was, very small an event of 20, 30 people. But the idea is to embrace it. Do you understand? Make it out there. Do you understand? And all that. The Zoom can connect like 400 people, 500, 600 virtually to engage.
Wow.
And all that. Yeah, that's how much we're able to, the kind of reach we have. Then on YouTube, you can reach as much as 10,000, whatever.
Okay.
So people would celebrate with you. They're still with us and they're not around you. But guess what? The clients are saving their money. You're not spending as much as you used to.
Yeah. Because that's the part that I've had to talk with people in your industries, like wouldn't that also make people realize that why do we have to spend this much like we used to, when we can actually spend less and still have the celebration of whether it's a burial or a wedding or a birthday without having to put a hole in my pocket? Hasn't this made people begin to think differently from what they used to do before as it concerns having events?
Susan, the truth is, it's not even a choice that it's a given, because the source of revenue is not even as much. The economy is shrinking. Okay, so the big spenders even are not even getting it in the sectors that are doing well right now. The food sector, the logistics sector, just and healthcare, the history sector. Do you understand? Those that are not playing in these sectors, hey, so if you have clients in all of this, they're all going to shrink their stuff because the funds are not there. When this whole thing is over, during that, we are partying people. We love to party. We love our parties at Nigeria. So we will come back. It will be gradual, but in the next 1 year minimum.
Some people say 2 years.
Some people say, I like to be optimistic. Okay, so I'm hoping if the vaccine comes out by mid next year, hey, do you understand? Yeah, but we would overcome. We will cross this. We will go past it. I'm very optimistic. But when and how soon is what we don't know.
Okay. On a final note, Ndidi, being a businesswoman, would you trade that in Nigeria? I'm talking about being a business, a female entrepreneur in Nigeria. Would you trade that for anything if you were asked to make a choice between going back to what you were before and what you're doing now, in view of the terrain that we are in?
I'll be honest with you, hell no. I would never trade it for anything. I love what I do. My creativity, it comes to bear. I'm able to express myself. I'm able to do what I love. Not like I did like doing what I was. I mean, like I said, I was a marketer. I've always been a marketer. I love
Always a marketer.
always a marketer. Hey, once a marketer, always a marketer. But I love that I own my own. I own my time and all of that. Okay, and my own, and knowing that I'm responsible for people, it's also a big, whatever for me that I enjoy also. So I would trade it for anything, and I would any day, any time be an entrepreneur here in Nigeria, but expand to become international. But yeah, it's Nigeria affords us the opportunity, regardless of how mad the system is. But the opportunities here in Nigeria. As it can make
a lot of opportunities.
There is insane opportunities. All we have to do is look here. There are mad opportunities here in Nigeria. That's what I say. So I wouldn't trade for anything. Yeah?
All right, Ndidi, I've enjoyed every moment of this chat with you, and I'm sure everyone who's joined in and listened to you have learned one or two things. I mean, there's no doubt that women entrepreneurs in Nigeria have a lot of obstacles, but they've been able to learn. I mean, they've been able to learn to break grounds and to stand their own. There's so many of them who are becoming motivational speakers, sharing their vision and sharing what the journey in the business world has been. And so hearing you today, gladdens my heart, because I saw the beginning and I can see where you are at now, and I'm amazed at your ability to survive all the hurdles and to build a brand that has become well known, not just here, outside of Nigeria as well. So it's really, really a pleasure talking with you this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you too. Thank you too. So on that note, everyone, thank you for joining us. I'll be back here next week with another woman in the business world breaking grounds, and they're going to be sharing with you again how they made it and stayed relevant in their business. Ndidi, thank you.
Anytime.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Done.